Ooh, I forgot. Sorry guys, I just got in the car, forgot I was driving manual. Alright, so today we have an interesting one. My niece recently asked me for a car to borrow, and unfortunately she can't drive manual, but I do have a car available for her, and I need to quickly go grab it and see if I can fix it and make sure it's as nice as possible for her to drive, because I care about my family. All right, so do you guys remember, sorry, I'm still trying to get out of my house. So, like I was saying, do you guys remember my sedan? The one that's been abandoned and neglected and left for dead. We're going to get that, and we're gonna swap cars. So I've brought some tools with me. Basically, I brought the keys for the other car, make sure we have that. I've also brought a jumper pack and just some tools, pliers, screwdrivers, and stuff like that, to see if we can get it running and driving home. So we'll see how we go, but that's today's mission. All right, so first is first, let's lock the EK. And this car, we have to jump start it. We're bringing the battery pack with us, but look at it, it's so dirty, so neglected. Look at all this crap that's sitting in the car. The shift solenoid is currently messed up, so we're using some tweezers here to just leave it in gear. But I'm just gonna drive this home now. It feels disgusting. Watch this. Alright, so we're gonna go home and see what we can do about this car and slowly get it back up to drivable condition for my niece. A few things missing. So the reason why I don't have a cluster in this car is because I'm an idiot. Another thing that you didn't know is because I wanted to put my manual one in, and I put my manual one in, and then I was trying to convert my auto one to look like a manual one, but the parts didn't line up. So I kind of left it in pieces because I had my other cluster that I could use, my manual transmission cluster I could use. And then on top of that, I took apart my EG6 cluster, and I don't know where that is. I'm pretty sure I kept it, but why would I throw it away? But it's very possible that I threw away my EG6 cluster, and it wasn't calibrated properly, and it was roughly running like, say, I don't know, say 10 kilometers off. And then on top of that, if you rev it too high, the rev gauge just goes a full loop and it doesn't go back to normal. So there's that. And then all of a sudden I found that guy on Facebook, whatever his name is, he fixes clusters. And I wanted to give him the cluster. I've been umming and ahhing for ages, and eventually I lost the cluster, and then I found his details and I couldn't do anything about it. So I'm still driving the car home, and it's pretty inconvenient always having to follow the car in front, purely because we're just trying to match that person's speed. And on top of that, I had to pick the easiest, the most straightest route where it wouldn't inconvenience people if I didn't use my blinker, because that doesn't work either, because there is no cluster. And there is no horn, there is no nothing besides the radio that works, which is better than my Integra because I don't have a radio or a number of other things in that car. So I'm not gonna lie, but driving at, I think, 100, the car doesn't feel too great. I'm in the right gear, but it just seems like it's going through something, but I'm just documenting that just in case. The car doesn't sound too loud, but we do have a ton of oil coming from the car. I'm going to spray it down and see where all this is coming from. Ew. And as for the rest of the car, we'll hose it down soon. So I'm thinking this could be fixed by purely connecting the two cables together. I think so. If you do it directly, it logically makes sense in my head, but I'm not too sure whether or not that fixes it. And then on top of that, I'm gonna get the horn to start working because this guy is not plugged in into anything. So let's get cracking. So today we have a special surprise. Ray decides to drop by today, and on top of that, the guy remembers the frappes. How good is that? Two JDM fronts side by side. This is probably the first time I've ever seen it. Ray's gone with the USDM look. And also, this will be on the market one day, very soon. So whoever's interested, hit him up early before it gets all the resprays and everything, and the price will just shoot up. Oh guys, I just found it. You wouldn't believe it. Look at what that is. That's my EG6 cluster. I thought I threw it away all this time. So what I have to do is get that packed and ready and shipped immediately to Osan Projects. I'll give you the link. He does all these really cool retro restorations on stuff like that. So I send it to him. All right, so what we've managed to do today is cluster is back into the sedan. So we got the cluster that I took from the EG back there, and the steering wheel and the horn work. So that's all sorted. What's not sorted is we are missing the cover for the steering wheel. And since then, we have discovered a few more problems. Let me show them to you and you can tell me what they are. All right, ignition is on. Ignition is on, just pointing that out again. So there's one. Number two, hazard lights, perfect. I'm pretty sure the indicator one is probably due to a flasher relay or something, but the headlight one where it's got the tone, I have zero idea, and I've been trying to Google it and I haven't found anything definitive yet, so I'm going to continue that. But as for Ray's car today, what we did was we were wiring up his JDM fog lights, and I don't think he's ever used them ever. So we wired them up and everything was all good until we found we have no connector for his OEM switch. So I wired everything up for him and I told him to basically figure it out on his own because I ran out of time today, and family duties is family duties. But this car is slowly coming together. It drives okay. And luckily, I didn't run out of fuel because look at it. It's like on low. So, because I didn't have a cluster, I didn't know. And also, I didn't know what the temperature was at. So, I'll be driving this car for the next couple of days just to see how it goes. But those are the two issues so far that we have to fix. And on top of that, we haven't even touched the solenoid yet for the shifter. So it doesn't come down, even with the brake pedal. It doesn't want to come down unless I click the shift safety lock or whatever like that. But yeah, fun.